Unfortunately, I caved and I bought myself the Byredo palette. I really don't need any more gigantic palettes, but here we are. Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to do a first impressions of the new Byredo palette, which is inside this box. I just got it 2 days ago, so I'm very excited to unbox it, reveal it. I bought it from the Byredo store here in Singapore. I did not get it online, and I'll talk about that as well. So we are going to swatch it. I'm going to do a few looks, and then I'll give you my final thoughts about this palette, because it is an expensive palette. So if you are thinking about it and you have the same maybe skin tone as me, you're also Asian, then maybe this would give you an sort of like a idea of what some of the looks would look like before you put in your money in this palette. There is a reason I don't have any makeup on my face. I'm just gonna tie my hair up because I watched some reviews of this palette already, and I could actually do my makeup first and then just do the eyes. However, I saw another YouTuber say that there is a lot of fallout, so we are going to investigate that as well. But anyway, I guess I'll do my eyes and then do the rest of my makeup for the looks. Okay, so let's take it out. Oh, it got a really nice paper bag. So I got it from Byredo at the Ngee City here in Singapore. And I was gonna buy them online because I saw it on the Selfridges website. But the price was pretty steep, like 162 Singapore dollars. It's a lot. I've been thinking about it since I saw pictures on social media, and I was quite close on buying it on, well, at least on Selfridges, but I have to pay for shipping, and I don't have global shipping anymore. My global shipping has already expired, so it would be a lot more expensive. So I kind of waited for a little bit to see if they would launch it in Singapore. Then I didn't see it on the website. However, I was going to Orchard, so I called up the store and said, do you actually have this palette? Because if you do, then I'll walk to that direction and grab this palette. And they happen to have it for the same price, so 162 as well in Singapore. So at least I don't have to pay for shipping, but I was kind of hoping that it would be a little cheaper, but no. Okay, anyway, this is what the package looks like. It's called the Mineralscapes. It says here it has 18 eyeshadow and it's made in Italy. Let me see, what else does it say? Okay, so there's a shade colors here. First ingredient is mica. Okay, so I don't really know my ingredients, but I know mica as the first ingredient will give it that shimmering sparkle. Let me take it out, revealing the very gorgeous. Oh, well, look at my reflection. Hi. Okay, so I'm not sure. Wow. So wow, I could use this like a mirror. I'm just gonna blind you, but there we go. That's really pretty. Are these pictures? Are they real stones? So there are some, okay, sorry for my own reflection. Okay, so we go. There are some like gemstones here. Like there's kind of like minerals. I don't know if they're just pictures. Let me see what does it say. I think they're just pictures and a little bit of epoxy on it to give it that kind of look. But yeah, so if you don't like this kind of packaging, then because you get all your fingerprints on it, then you won't like this palette. But it is very stunning. Like, it looks so shiny and it's kind of like blinding me a little bit. Okay, so that's what it looks like. So the shades are at the back, the same colors. So let's open it up right now and wow, that's beautiful. Oh my goodness. That is stunning. Like, I saw it in the store, but seeing it a brand new piece is absolutely gorgeous. So before we dive into the palette, let's see what does the website or what does Byredo say about this palette. So it says here, a limited edition 18 color palette inspired by the coloration and materiality of Byredo's native Sweden and the natural rural landscape that exerts its pull. Cool shades of non-spring colors, from serene nudes via glittering stones to rich and velvety deep blues, are cut through with silvered shine, creating an instinctive and sensual narrative through balance, sophistication, and freshness. The soft, creamy, and lightweight second skin texture deliver rich color payoff in a single stroke and can be easily blended and layered. The effortless gliding application and the long-lasting wear encourages intuitive experimentation. Housed in a mirrored steel case designed by the founder and creative director Ben Gorham, with the mineral stones that reflect the shades of the palette. Oh, okay, so I'm not sure if the front there was real mineral stones, but anyway, maybe it's just a pattern. So the claims are, it is soft, creamy, and lightweight, second skin texture, and then you'll get very, very good payoff in a single stroke that you can blend easily and lay it. And then because it's so easy, it will encourage experimentation. Okay, there's a lot of claims there. I'm not very experimentative, but we will give it a go. Ooh, so pretty. I've already taken a picture, so I'm gonna swatch it. So let's do row by row. So I'm gonna start off with the first of the 3 rows, starting from the left. And let me just touch it first. Wow, that is very pigmented. It's very creamy. Okay, so I'm gonna just see if that swatches. Yeah, it's very beautiful, that blue. It's a nice creamy texture. The green actually got me to buying it. It is a single swipe kind of texture. You know, it kind of gives me Natasha Denona vibes when I'm swatching it on my hand. I'm like kind of touching it. But I have one of their palettes already, which is the I can't remember the name, but the smaller palettes. It's got a similar kind of like almost creamier texture. Not sure if it'll blend very well, but okay, it's nice. The really shiny shade has more iridescence to it. I can see the 4th shade on the first row has more of this glitter that's like blue and pink, so I find that to be more multi-dimensional. Then the rest of the 2 shades, the last 2 shades, they're kind of nice, not shimmery, but it's more metallic. Very, very stunning. So let's go to the next row. The second row is giving me more pinky vibes. I feel like if I just use the second row, I can get a very nice mauvey, pinky mauvey eyeshadow look. So when I use the Natasha Denona's palettes, I usually think about going in squares, but like for this palette, I could go in squares. Like I'll take a square of 4 eyeshadows, but for this, I feel like it's telling me to go in a straight line. So if I want to use like the colors, I'll go across rather than making a 2x2 square. Whereas, yeah, I just feel like just across this line from a daytime to a very smoky, pinky, mauvey look. That purple shade definitely has a bit more pigment because I feel like there's a little bit of staining on my forearm. So let's see. I'm not sure if the darker colors will have a lot of staining. I like the fact that now that I'm wiping it off, it doesn't have a lot of glitter gold dust, which, you know, when I find this kind of shimmer ones, it does leave a little bit of the shine, and I think that's from the mica, but it's not like glittery. I've had some palettes where it's just glittery, and then when you wipe it off, it's just very busy. So anyway, let's go to the third row now, and this one, yeah, this one is giving me more blue, purple, a mix of all, but definitely more nighttime appropriate, very deep. And wow, that blue is like blue sapphire. I like this green. I like a bit of gold in the green. And then you've got this, you know, it's a different kind of blue. I think this has more blackish vibes to it. It's got more gray and green underneath it. Then we've got this purple again, which is very nice. You know, they're swatching a little light, so maybe some of the colors would be not as pigmented once you put them on the eyes. This is like the worst beauty YouTube angle, but if you can see the forearm. So I've got the blue swatched over here. Yeah, I can see there, okay. And definitely the darker colors leave a bit more stain. I am just using a regular wet tissue, nothing with, you know, makeup remover. And I think pretty sure makeup remover will help it remove easily. But that means that if you don't use a makeup wipe or a makeup remover for your eyes, they might leave a little bit of color or a little difficult to just wash off. I don't think that hard, but it might leave a bit of a stain. So let's go into the look. Wow, I don't even know where to start. Oh, okay, what is beautiful? The greens are beautiful. I think all the colors are beautiful. What I think I'm missing here is a more kind of matte neutral shade. The only one that I see is this pinky one, which I think it's called sun-dried. Sun-dried, okay? That's the only like more matte skin tone like. Let's do a try on now. I feel like going row by row. Not necessarily I'll get all the colors, but I feel like it just makes sense to go straight across. So I'll do one look first, at least with the top row, and then we'll see what I can do with the second row. There are only this one kind of matte shade here, so on this row there isn't any. So I think I'm gonna go in with, so let's look at the names. Let's go in with, you know what, I think I'm gonna go in with Painting Land, which is the second shade here. It's the one that I feel could be a base shade. So I'm gonna go in with, this brush. This is the Sonia G Worker one, and they have a really big mirror. So one of the YouTubers says there's a lot of fallout. I think I'm picking up quite a bit. So I don't usually just go in with my brushes. I do give it a little tap off, and I'm gonna try and use this. I haven't peeled off. You know what? Let's do it now. Let's peel it off together before we start and remove this sticker. Ooh. Oh, we like the sticker removal. Okay. Wow, that's a nice mirror. That's like big. All right, let's go. So I've taken a little bit of that painting land, and I'm gonna sweep it all along my eyes. I will zoom you up and put it all over my eyelid. I am using this natural hair brush, so I think it'll work well with both. It's lighter than I expected, so it swatches quite intensely, but on the eyes, it's actually blending out quite lightly. I'm not disappointed with that, because with shades that are quite intense, I rather let myself build the color. So I'm going in with the second coating, and okay, second pass through, because maybe it has something to layer on, so it's layering on itself. Ooh, I like that. So this green has gold in it, so it's kind of like greenish gold, almost like a vintage green. This could be a one and done eyeshadow. Like, this is enough. I could go out already. Anyway, I'm gonna blend it. I only tapped off the first time, so I'm tapping off. I did not tap off the second, and for this eye I didn't tap off. So I just went straight in, and then I'm pressing it into my eyes and then blending. Because the formula is so creamy, maybe if you're dusting it with like a different kind of brush, it will disperse. But what I'm doing is I'm kind of like pressing it and then blending it into my eyelid. So maybe it's spreading the eyeshadow better rather than just dusting it off, because I'm not experiencing any fallout for this color. So we'll keep monitoring for the rest. So I'm not going to do a tap off. I'm just going to use the same technique. Okay, this is like good enough. I can go out with some eyeliner and I'm done. But I want to use another shade. So it just seems appropriate if I go in with the darker green. So let's see. The darker green is called Sandstone. I'm going to use a smaller brush. This is older brush that I got from Chikuhodo GSN 09. Also a natural hair brush. I'm going to take a little bit. Oh, okay, so it does pick up. So I can actually see the eyeshadow at the tip of the brushes. Or tip of the, what is it called? Like the tip of the hairs. So I gotta be a little careful. So I'm doing the same technique. I'm gonna press it first and press and blend rather than just sweep it like how I would do if I was putting it all over my lid. So I am just gonna press it in first and then blend it out. Just see whether the claims about it to be easily blendable are right. So I'd say that I'll just come out a little closer. Yeah, it definitely blends into each other very well for this shade. The thing about these kind of more metallic, shimmery eyeshadows, they tend to be more forgiving for beginners. So if you don't have, like matte eyeshadows, you blend wrongly, they're very, very obvious. But these would be forgiving because, you know, you can't really see the mistakes because they are just so shiny. Okay, so I'm doing the same technique. I'm pressing, then blending, because this formula just makes me feel like I need to press the pigment and then start to blend it because of that creamy texture. I think I said that already, but anyway, sorry for repeating myself. It's nice. Wow, that's too intense. I mean, it looks pretty. So let's do the other eye. Okay, you don't need a lot, honestly. You don't need a lot. So let me just do this eye. So you see what I'm doing? I'm kind of like pressing it, and then only pulling it lightly, and then just blending it into the eyeshadow. I'm just kind of keeping it on the outer corner and then blending a bit more. This clean fluffy brush and just sweeping on the edge so that, you know, I'm just gonna blend it out, just kind of smoothen it out because I don't want it to be too harsh. And then, okay, I think I'm done with this. It's just 2 colors, so I feel like I need to do a little bit more since we're just testing it out. I feel like going in with this 5th shade. So that's on, that's called Mineral. And I just feel like using my fingers. So I'm going to experiment, like what this says, experiment. Ooh, very shiny. And I'm going to just tap it onto my lid like this. Wow. Wow. Okay, I'm not sure if that's... Oh, it's... might not be the right blend because I find this to be a bit more shimmer, cool tone. Oh wow, that's a total difference. So from one very goldy green, now I've got something that's more whitish green. It's nice. Okay, interesting. So let's do the other side. Maybe I'll take a little less, and then let's do this side. I'm not really sure how to use the blue, so maybe we'll save that for another day. And then this taupey shade, I have something similar, so I know that this will always look good as a topper or as a single eyeshadow. And then we've got this little bit of yellow here. Let me take a pencil brush and let me just put that, you know what, let me just put that at here, under my brow bone to give me a bit more shimmer. Since we're just playing with this and we want to see how intense this color is going to be, but that makes a nice brow color. It's more yellow. I would not necessarily do it on a day-to-day basis, but you know, if I'm going out and I want a bit more, then I'm going to take that color now. I'm going to pull it down a bit. I'm going to take that color and I'll put it in the inner corner. Ooh, you know what? It matches that first green that I use, the painting sand. Is that the color that's called? Yeah, painting land. Sorry, painting land. This is like a silvery yellow. That's very nice. Almost like a brighter champagne gold if you're looking at gold hardware. Wow, that brightened up my inner corner. Oh, that's nice. So a bit of eyeliner, I think this would be absolutely gorgeous. So that's the first look that I got from the first row. And I didn't get any fallout. So I should have just put my makeup on. I guess that's, you know, unnecessary. You can finish up the look. I'll finish up the look with the next row. And it's, oh, I like it. I like this very much. A bit of eyeliner and I think we'll be good to go. So let me remove this and then let's do another row. Moving on to the next row, let's start off with the matte shade, which is, it's called Sun Dried. This is gonna be very, very neutral, like a pinky look. I'm not sure if it'll look good on me because my skin tone is not so pinky. Okay, so I definitely see that this is gonna give you a lot of fallout. So let's do what I said I think might help. Instead of dusting it, let's press and blend. And see if that helps. So I am not going in like super crazy. I am pressing and then I'm gonna blend. And let's see if that, okay, I'm gonna just blend it all the way up to my brow bone. It's very blendable. So yeah, one swipe application. True, it does blend very nicely. Oh, kind of blended into my eyeshadow, my skin tone. Okay, let's do it again. So if you can see, there is quite a bit of kick up. So I'm just gonna, rather than go this, just tap a little bit and a lot gets picked up. So let's do that again. I'm just pressing it onto my lid and then blend. Just one time. So I think I'm just going to leave it as one swipe because I don't want to build up too much of this. It's kind of like a cool tone pink that's leaning a bit more mauve, because I don't want this color. I want to add with the other colors. I'm either tempted to go in with the color Pink Flame or Low Tide. Let's do, Low Tide, which is this kind of cool tone purple, because I don't usually use purples very often, but I feel like going with this one. Okay, and I'm going to use the same. Oh yeah, there's a lot of kick up. It is a lot of kick up. So I'm going to try. And now, I don't know what I want to do. Okay, so maybe I'll just tap it all over that first shade and see what happens. Kind of blending over a base to see if, you know what, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Now I look like a bruised eye. Never mind. So it's now turning to be more cool tone purple. It's not showing up on camera very much, but in person it's a lot cooler. It would look like if I don't put makeup and I don't put some concealer, it will look like I haven't slept in days. Okay, anyway, let's just continue. Let's just finish this up. It's buildable for sure. So if you like this color and you want it to be like your main color, then go in with the second layer after your first kind of base layer to give it something to grab on, because your second coating is going to be more rich. The color will come out. I'm experiencing it now because the color is coming out on once it has something to grip on. So I'm just taking the big fluffy brush now and blend out near the brow bone because it's kind of messy now. I feel like these two could have been your base shades. So you either pick the pink, the more pinky one, or you pick the more purple one. So I kind of like went on top of each other. So because now I have a more cool tone purple, I just feel like I need to go in with this purple. So let's do that, and I'm gonna pick a different, shall I use a different, no, you know what, I'm gonna use this same brush, the Chikuhodo GSN9, and I'm gonna take a little bit, like I'm just gonna like scrape it up like that, yep. And okay, a bit more, it's very creamy. And now I'm gonna go into the inner corner, not inner corner, sorry, outer corner, place it first, and then start to blend it out. Wow. Let's see how blendable this formula is. Okay, because this brush is quite thin and sharp at the tip. I feel like I can start to pull it a little bit, so I'm going like in circular motions and blending it into my crease, kind of like pulling it out. Maybe I'll pull it down a little bit this time, because I didn't do it earlier, so I'm just using whatever's left on the brush and blend, and into the crease a little bit more. Okay, it's very smoky. It's not a look that I would necessarily go for, because this is the kind of look that I would look like I gave my eye a blue back. So maybe I'm not using it right. And it's actually more, it's got more, it's purple, but it's more the blue purple than purple itself. Though, you know, now that I'm looking at it, yeah, it has a lot more blue. Not like as blue as this, but it has more that blue-gray, which is why when I blend it out, the blue is coming out. And blues, like I said, it's not my favorite kind of color for eyeshadows. It just makes me look like a bruise. Anyway, let's just keep going with the process, and let's do this side. In terms of blendability, it is actually quite easy. Like, I'm not struggling in the blending. I'm not like, oh my gosh, it's so hard to pull. It's actually blending quite seamlessly, and I'm just kind of like going in circular motions like this, stretching the color, getting it inside, and then whatever's left on my brush, maybe the tip of the brush, I'm just going down on my lower lid and then go back up again, pull the color, and then just repeating the process until both sides of my eyes are even. I think I need to go in with a topper. It's either this yellow shade, which is the first shade, or the second shade, which is a more pinky one, because it's so deep on my eyes that I really look like, I don't know, I look like somebody from the Addams Family right now. So anyway, let's put, you know what, I think I'm gonna go in, I feel like I'm gonna go in with you know what, maybe the pink. Okay, let's do the pink. So the pink is called Solar Spark. And again, I'm going to use my finger on my ring finger and I'm going to press it. And hopefully that would, oh yes, thank goodness. That's the right shade. It has softened the look. Thank goodness. I was getting worried. I was like, oh my god, what am I doing? Okay, so let's go all over and then a little bit onto that blend section. So covering where that blend is. Not all the way to the end because I don't want to lose the darkness, but at the same time, I don't want that that blended part that it's a bit harsh. So this would, you know, soften it, will kind of make it sparkle. Oh my gosh, that looks so much better, right? Okay, let's do this side. That is heaps better. A bit of eyeliner, a mascara, and this will be a beautiful look. So, okay, now I don't look like somebody from Addams Family. It's actually, okay, now I like it. Now I like this more. It's almost grungier for me, and then that sparkle just brightened it up. Before that, it was quite dull, and not dull, but like it pulled it down, so it was a bit more grungy. It's a look. It's a look as well. You could use that, but not for me. I think that was a bit too. It just made me look really dull and just, yeah, like I didn't have enough sleep or somebody punched my eyes. Okay, let's move to the next row. Let me clean this up and then we'll do one more test, final row. This is a very jewel kind of row. We've got this really rich blue, rich green, and I don't know what to do with this row. It is so rich and frankly, very intimidating. I think I'm gonna give myself like the blue-black eyes, like worse than just now. Let me just, oh my gosh, I don't know where to start. You know what, okay. Let me start with a base. I feel like it's either these two as a base, which is either High Tide or Translucent Matter. Anyway, let's use this color, the last color here, which is Translucent Matter, as my base color. Again, the same brush, I just cleaned it off. And let's put that all over the eyes. My eyelids are streaming, by the way, so if you enjoyed this video, I do hope you will give this video a thumbs up, because my eyelids are like, girl, that's 3 eyeshadows. Bah! For a person who hasn't done makeup for a bit, so it just feels dehydrated right now, all that wiping. Okay, anyway. Yeah, that kind of works as a base. It's more shimmery than what I would usually use. If I was running out the door and I need some makeup, this would be a perfect one and done eyeshadow, a little bit of liner. Yeah, done. So anyway, let's just put that as my base. Using the same brush, I am going to go in. I'm going to use these two colors, these two. So the green and the blue. So I'm going to put the green on top of this base shade. And this green is called River Mist. So I'm going to put that on top. Oh, it's okay. It's quite light. Almost like the first shade. I'm going to go in with the other eye now. And do the same thing. It's not as pigmented as the first green that I tried. Which is, you know, good thing. I don't find the greens here to be like so bright that it's so difficult to use. Greens can be quite hard to pull off. Okay, so now we're gonna go in with this really, really rich blue, which is called Lunar Rhythm. Same thing at the outer corner. Oh my goodness. Okay, it's only makeup. It's only makeup. Like my email. it is only makeup. So you can remove it easily. Kind of like almost giving myself like maybe a wing liner with blue. Might work. It's not too bad actually. The blue is coming out more blue in person. It looks, oh, you know what, I think it's coming out. Yeah, I think it's coming out. So I kind of like this. Okay, let's do the other side. I feel like I have to really focus when it comes to these kind of darker colors. I just can't like talk and blend at the same time. I feel like with the lighter colors, they're more forgiving, and even if I'm talking, you know, not focusing on the color, I can still blend it out. But these kind of richer colors, I feel like I'm like focused into blending it and trying to make sure that I don't spread out the color too much, otherwise it's gonna look muddy. So I'm really just concentrating at the corner here. I'm just kind of tidying up right now, and you know, just making sure that both sides look quite seamless. What I would usually do is put a topper on the top, but I feel like that takes away the comparison, like the two shades, because now the blue is really pulling out the purple of the first shade. The green is not really coming through, very lightly. I feel like the green kind of blended in, but the purple is really coming out because of the blue. So I feel like I'm going to keep it this way. Let me just finish up my makeup, and then we will finish kind of like reviewing this palette. So this is the finished look, a lot vampier than I anticipated. I will link all the things that I'm using on my face in the description section down below. You can check it out. So now, final thoughts on this palette. I like it. I'm quite surprised how much I actually like this blue, because not really a blue eyeshadow kind of girl, but it turned out to be pretty nice. I think I can pull this kind of blue. It's almost like sapphire blue, where it's rich and the blue, like the rich blue comes out. Then I think it's okay. When it's kind of got a gray blue to it, or it's got just like pale blue, it doesn't look good on me. So I'm quite surprised with this one, and I love how that purple shined through. So very, very impressed with all the shades that I've tried. If you want me to try more colors, please do comment in the comment section, let me know. But otherwise, my final thoughts on this palette is it's a good all-rounder palette if you're looking to invest in one. Do you need it? I don't think so. It's expensive, $162 Singapore dollars. But if you're not into experimenting with your eyeshadows, but you want a bit more variety, but still the variety is in the neutral family, like you can get a lot of shades to use, they can be used on their own. So maybe one day you're thinking pink, another day you're thinking a bit more gray or purple or more taupey or even more green. Each individual color stands on its own perfectly. So I think if you're thinking of it that way, you're getting a lot of options in your color range. And if you don't have a lot of eyeshadows palettes already, and you're looking for something that still, you know, packs a punch, but at the same time can be workable with the rest of your everyday life, this is actually a good palette. I haven't been excited about big eyeshadow palettes for a while, so I'm very happy with this. I ducked my brush into this one, and yeah, you don't have to go with so many colors. I was just trying to do a try on, but even as a single color, you could see that they shine on its own. So my final review is, I think it's okay to get if you're looking for something like this. And Byredo, you know, their quality is really good. I like the packaging, it could be a little bit more weighty, but I actually kind of like it as well, because it's heavy, like the, what palettes the Pat McGrath palettes are heavy. This would be a good palette to travel with if you like to have that variety, but not necessarily you want to experiment with it, but you want that variety so that if you know you're going out during the holiday, you can mix it up, or just on every day you can pick a color that would, be okay for the full traveling day. So yeah, I like it. I'm glad I got it. I just wish it wasn't $162 because that's just a lot of money. But you are getting 18 really good quality eyeshadows. So I will link it down below. I will link my Selfridge link down below as well. You can get them from Byredo in Singapore if you are locally in Singapore. You can also buy it online. Yeah, and they're same price. So anyway, if you enjoyed today's video, I do hope you'll give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell as well. Otherwise, everyone, please take care, stay safe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!